I can definitely picture him saying that, just with that gruff voice of his. What do you feel is Skandor Akbar's true passion in life outside of the wrestling business?
That's really hard to say because I don't think anybody really knew him in that direction to really put a pinpoint on that. I don't think there was anything outside of wrestling for Akbar. I mean, it's all he knew. I think that he genuinely cared about this business enough to bring other generations in and take care of them, whether it be at his school, pro-wrestling school in Dallas, or bringing them in from other places. This sport was everything to him, and that's why he worked up until the day he died. His last show was at Wrecking Ball Wrestling, and they're in Texas, in Dallas, on the 15th. The NWA Legends was on the 7th, and I believe he made his last appearance with Matt Bourne on the 15th there. Outside of his business, I think he was just a football nut. He loved football. College football was a big thing to him.
Well, Alex, I want to thank you for joining us and taking time out to share some memories with our listeners.
It sounds good, man, and I appreciate you guys calling me and including me in. It's an honor to be on your program, and we're going to miss Akbar, and may he rest in peace, and along with several other big boys that have passed along. So, but until next time, we'll talk again, okay?
Sounds good, man. Thank you very much for joining us.
All right, gentlemen, take it easy. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Okay, that was Alex Porto here on the Skandor Akbar tribute show. And I just want to close off here with just a few bullet points of, Skandor Akbar never really retired. He kind of slowed down a little bit in his later years, but, he kept pretty busy. He booked out of Texas with an event called Superstars of Wrestling. He even ran a training facility. He kept managing, and in 2006, actually, there was a pro promotion called Patriotic Pro Wrestling. Roddy Piper made an appearance. And, Missionary, I know Roddy Piper is one of your favorites, but he ran a Piper's Pit with Kevin Von Erich and Kevin Von Erich's son, Ross Von Erich. Now, in that segment, Skandor Akbar came out, shoved Ross, and Kevin Von Erich put the claw on Skandor Akbar. That was in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
So he was, that's not that great anymore, but 72, I think, 71, 72.
Right.
And he's there taking the claw. He even in 2007 through 2008, he even continued or reignited his feud with Danny Hodge, only as manager. They would manage a lot of guys who were going against each other. So their feud, that lasted like 40 years. It's probably one of the longest feuds that I ever knew of in wrestling. And then Alex Porto did allude to the fact that just the Sunday before he passed, he managed Matt Bourne. Actually, it was 2 weeks in a row he managed Matt Bourne in Wrecking Ball Wrestling, WBW, and the week before he had managed Matt Bourne to win their championship, and he was actually scheduled to wrestle that final night. Now, Missionary, the day that he passed was a Thursday, and of course your show, The Wrestling Soup, it takes place on Thursday. And I know you reported it live. Did you get any kind of memories on your show that night, or did anyone really have anything interesting to say?
I'm sorry, I actually lost connection there for a second. What were you talking about?
The day that Skandor Akbar passed it was reported on a Thursday evening.
Oh,
and
right.
Of course, your show, The Wrestling Soup, is live on Thursday, and I know that you brought it up on your show when it was still in the rumor phase.
Yeah.
I know this because I gave you that information. Did you get any kind of feedback, or anyone had listening to your show share any memories of Skandor Akbar that night?
Well,
it's kind of hard to sit there and gauge the genuine responses of the people that listen to Wrestling Soup. To put it nicely and cleanly, Wrestling Soup is a show that is pretty much dominated by making fun of the false rumors and making fun of wrestling news in general. It doesn't take the wrestling industry very seriously, but it doesn't take itself very seriously either. So when harsh news comes into effect, and this isn't to sit there and say that we haven't done some very serious episodes. We are very proud of, the episode that we compiled against the Wrestlers Rescue rumors and pretty much, exposing out some questions for everybody to listen to. But at the same time, this show isn't a very family-friendly show, and therefore when somebody says something like, Skandor Akbar passed away, just to be honest, our chat room isn't the most receptive of people, and they think it's a joke. And it was only until later on that everybody started realizing that, no, this isn't a gag, this isn't like making fun of Betty White or something, this is legitimate. And then all of a sudden it changes the demeanor. Then people don't really joke about it for the most part. But I mean, it's really hard to sit there and say that, Wrestling Soup is the home of breaking news, because, no. Yeah. But thanks.
I just wanted to see if anyone had anything interesting to say there. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up now. Did you have any final thoughts, Missionary? Before you do that, again, I just want to thank you for coming on today and for producing those pre-recorded interviews. And I speak for JT here, who again is wrestling this evening. So we all wish him the best of luck. And I do speak for JT in saying that we're really appreciative of everything you've done to assist us. But did you have any final thoughts?
It's, we kind of joked off the air before, it's been a really rough time for wrestling. Geez, this last month and a half, 2 months, we've lost, already 6 people?
5 people in 1 month alone. In the month of August, 5 people passed in that month, which is pretty, it's one of the worst months in recent memory so far as, wrestlers passing away. And of course, as you know, I also had some personal loss in that month as well, so that made it even worse.
Right, it's just, August was not a pretty month. And just to be honest, and I'm sure the people that are listening to this, they're hardcore, FCR fans, or they remember Skandor Akbar and they have a lot of love for him, but they would have to sit back and admit to themselves that, it just really makes you a little numb. And it's not to sit there and say that you don't care about these wrestlers. It's not to sit there and say that you don't have empathy for their families, for their friends, for their fans. It's more along the lines of it's just so hard to take sometimes that you have to really step back and just listen to what they've done. This show right now might not hit people, but you know what? Maybe 4 months down the road, 5 months down the road, if they pick it up and listen to it, they'll go, yeah, that's right. I really did have a lot of love for her. You remember that match at Skandor Akbar? That's the kind of reaction that a lot of people are going to have. Like right now with Luna Vachon, JC Quickly, just a lot of these people that have meant so much to different people for various reasons. This is going to be what comes out. And this is going to be the moment where they sit there and they go back and they look at previous episodes and tribute shows and stuff like that, and they download it and go, yeah, I really do miss them. Because right now everything is so fresh. You can't keep, punching the heart, and not expect to go numb. So.
Yeah, that one day where Luna Vachon passed, 3 wrestlers passed that one day. So it was just, so actually I think it's been 6 for that month, but regardless, 5 or 6, it's a little bit too many. And you heard Bart Sawyer allude to the passing of Luna Vachon. Of course, we'll be doing another tribute show here in the next few weeks for Luna Vachon, which to me is just kind of sad that we're doing so many tribute shows these days. We've done 4 this year. One of them was 11 years after the fact in Owen Hart, but we've done ones for Trent Acid, Lance Cade, and now Skandor Akbar and soon to be Luna Vachon. So it's I joked with JT off the air that it seems like pretty soon we'll be doing nothing but tribute shows. Hopefully this will slow down a little bit, and it's very emotionally exhausting for all that. But did you want to go ahead and plug your show real quick before we close up?
Well, if anybody's actually interested in listening to Wrestling Soup, you can easily go to wrestlingsoup.podomatic.com, or you can go to wrestlingsoup.com, and you'll be glad to either wrestling-news.com or our new Wrestling Soup website. You can easily get in contact with us. We have our iTunes links up there. Any questions or emails, you can send those to wrestlingsoup@wrestlingsoup.com. But the show airs on Thursday nights at 11:15 p.m. Eastern. We have a regular slew of fans and guests on there, and we broadcast through a few different mediums at the same time now. So we're actually reaching over 100 people per week, live in the chat room before any downloads, which is very nice to say the least. At the same time, if Wrestling Soup, for the most part, unless otherwise stated in the show, we've had many interviews, already in our short time on here. We're technically, we're bouncing in between number 8 and number 10, for wrestling podcasts on Podomatic, and then we're number 21 or 20 within iTunes itself. Well, considering that most of the other shows, and technically show-wise, that would make us number 4. But the only reason I'm saying that is Wrestling Soup is completely different. It's not a very serious show. We do have some serious episodes. Like I said, we took the Wrestlers Rescue tribute very seriously in order to help Michael Porter and expose, where the money magically disappeared when it came to the death of Dr. Steve Williams, and for the family of Captain Bono, that these were never collected or given to the families. But we've had a lot of interviews, everybody from goofy Iron Sheik to, people I respect, Bob and Pam Allen, the children, the descendants of Gordon Soley, the greatest announcer, one of the greatest announcers in the history of wrestling, one of the most recognizable voices from Florida. But, it really, we even had Gary Wolf on there, who was obviously a co-host of, False Count Radio. We had him on there doing a couple of interviews as well. Big Vito, just a bunch. And usually we treat our we treat our interviews with respect. But for the most part, we really just joke around, and we've got characters on there and stuff like that too. So, but thank you very much for having me on. I wish once again, I'm used to doing these tribute shows with JT and yourself, and I like doing them, but I have to admit they get a little solemn after a while.
Yeah, definitely. Again, we thank you a lot for everything you've done, and for those fans, the well-known fact is Missionary here got me my start in wrestling radio, so debt of gratitude there. In fact, I was on that Iron Sheik interview with him that he was talking about. But, definitely listen to his show, 11:15. We are also on Podomatic at falsecountradio.podomatic.com. You can link to his show from there or our show from his, because we follow each other there. Mm-hmm. And, last thoughts is just we just want to say rest in peace to one of the best heel managers he's ever been. So far as in the East it was Bobby Heenan, in the West it was Skandor Akbar pretty much. Would you agree with that, Missionary?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just close up with the 10-bell salute, and this Wednesday we'll have Shockwave the Robot on, which not many people know, but it'll be very interesting because he'll speak in a shoot style, but he'll be doing it in his character voice. He'll be doing it as a robot, so definitely check that out. And until then, thank you for listening.